Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Real&RawWithRe. Happy Hump Day. We are on episode 57. So on today's episode, we are going to be discussing trust issues and communication. So grab a glass of your favorite drink and let's get on into it. Before I get into the mental health check, if you are listening on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on my post notifications. If you are listening on any other platform, make sure that you hit that plus sign or follow button to support my podcast. Now let's get into the mental health. So I would say that my mental health is like a 8.5. Nothing is going on. I'm off this week. Like, I've been off since the 4th of July. So, I've had a long break. It's still going on. I don't go back to work until Monday. So, I've been having, like, peace and time to myself. I've been sleeping. And a lot of people, for some reason, like to throw that lazy word around because you resting. But baby, I took off just to rest. Like, one of my coworkers was like, "Are you doing anything on your break?" I said, "I am sleeping." Like, that was my main reason for taking off of work. Like, I've been tired. Like I said in my last episode, not sure why I've been tired, but I've been tired as hell. Like, of course, probably work, but yeah, I took off to sleep. And I need to start taking my hair out. I don't know if y'all knew, but yeah, I'm trying to take my locks out. So yes, if you know any locticians that combine locks, but at this point I would prefer to take them out, take locks out, send me their info. Like, all my social media is below, so just send it to me. Real&RawWithRe on Instagram. So yeah, just send me their info. But yeah, so need to start taking my locks back out. But I have been resting. I did some cleaning, and I feel like when your space is clean, like, it puts you in a great mental space. Like, I'm that person where I like to light my candles, get a good scent around the house, and I like to play my music when I clean. Like, it puts me in a good space. Like, mentally, I just be good, and I be feeling good. And I feel like when your area, like your room, because some people say that their room is like their space. That's their peaceful area and all that. It's a term for it, but I don't know it. I forgot. But yeah, so for me, I'm in my room majority of the time. So it's very important to keep that space very clean. So tidied that up. So yeah, and I feel like you sleep better. And it was 1 week, like, my room, I had just cleaned my room up. I slept so good that week. Like, that was probably the week that I was going to sleep at 7 o'clock. But yes, I feel like you sleep a lot better, and your mental health is great too. When your space is clean, your mental health and all of that, like, your mood is different, everything like that. And so yeah, it's been good for me. I'm at an 8.5. Shit, it might bump up to 10 by next episode, by the time I go back to work. And I'm honestly not looking forward to going back to work, but I have not been thinking about work because I just feel like, baby, I'm off. I don't want to hear nothing about work. Don't want to think about work. F work right now. Monday, it's going to be like, okay, work. But yeah, right now it's F work. Like, my mind is not on work. But I hope that all of you are doing very well mentally. Like, everything is going well. Hope you had a great 4th of July. Yeah, I hope this week has been going well for y'all. Halfway through the week, 2 more days. If you only work Monday through Friday like myself. But I hope that all of you are doing very well. And if you're not, just do what I said to do. Write it down. Write down how you're feeling, how you want to feel, how you plan to get there, or how you want to get there, and how you plan to stay there, or how you want to stay there. Excuse me. I would say vent to somebody, but if you don't feel comfortable doing that, I would just say write it down in your phone, because there is a thing called colored notes, I love it. Use it all the time. That's where I write my short stories and all of that. Write it in a journal. Yeah, just write down how you feeling, like all of your emotions. Nobody has to read it but you. It's in your phone or in your journal. Put it in a safe space. But yeah, or talk to the Lord if that's something that you do. If it's not, like I said, just write it down. Pray about it. Do whatever you need to do, honestly. But I really, really hope that you all are doing well mentally, because everybody is going through something. Whether we talk about it or not, we're all going through something. And I also want to say that that's not an excuse for some people to behave the way that they behave because you're going through something. And I feel like people will not know what you're going through if you don't talk about it. And I feel like communication is everything. And I always say that. So I feel like if you feel as though you need to distance yourself from somebody, or you need, time or whatever to yourself, I feel like communicate that. Like, look, I have a lot going on at this moment right now. I don't wish to share what's going on with me. But when I get back to that mental space, I will be back. Like, don't take it as I'm going MIA or anything like that. It's nothing like that. I still rock with you. You still my homie, whatever. But I just need this time to myself. And that will be appreciated. But when you just go MIA and all that, like me, I'm a person where I have to talk. I want to talk to my friends every day. Like, that's just me personally. So when I don't hear from them, I'm like, okay, this not, how they be moving. And I feel like if you know me, because I don't hesitate to say that. Like, if you are my friend and you really rock with me, you know that about me. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that. So, if you disappear, you go MIA and you don't communicate, I just start to fall back from you. And people take it as, being childish or immature. You take it how you want to take it. But this is my life. This is how I operate. If you don't like it, feel free to go on about your business, and it is what it is. But yeah, so that's just how I operate. But like I said, communication, we just cannot pick and choose when to communicate. Okay, we can't be like, oh, communication is everything, but you didn't communicate on this. So I just say, if you need time to yourself, communicate. But if you have like a family emergency or something and you can't really communicate right then, it's a lot going on. I get that. But if it's not a family emergency, you weren't about to die, you're not in the hospital, there's no excuses for me. But that's just me. But we're going to go ahead and get into this episode. So I asked a few people, if a person cheated, could you forgive them? Do you think that the trust can be rebuilt? Is the person that got cheated on allowed to bring up the infidelity if they forgave the person? If so, do you think there should be a time limit on how much the person who was cheated on is allowed to bring up their infidelity? So, I'm going to get into people's answers after I give my little whole spiel or whatever. So, if a person cheated on me, could I forgive them? I'm like 50-50 on that, because I'm the person where if you like cheat on me, because cheating is not just sleeping with people, okay? So, but I guess it depends on what's cheating to people. But to me, it's if I don't even want to say go through your phone, but I'm going to get into that. But if I see like a bunch of women popping up on your phone, it's like you cheated when you gave out your number because you have a woman, so why do you feel the need to give these women your number? Like, I don't play that. I'm not with that. No, you have a woman. They cannot get your number, and you cannot take theirs. Like, don't play with me. So yeah, cheating is that. Cheating is kissing. Cheating is holding hands. I wouldn't say cheating is like you hugging somebody a little too long, but again, don't play with me. Like, no, don't do that. And if you embarrass me, that's a whole nother conversation that we are going to have. So, and I feel like out of respect for me, and I'm very, very, very big on this, I feel like disrespect hella bitches to show your respect for me. And by that, I mean, if a girl try to give you a hug and you know I don't play that, extend that hand. Give her a handshake. Like, don't play with me. And if oh, I just had a flashback. But if you like see a group of people that you cool with, and then it's a girl that you probably done messed with before, baby, skip on past her. Don't play with me. Like, no, I don't care if there's no hard feelings between y'all. I don't care if y'all ended on like good terms or whatever. Like, you ain't gotta, no. Okay, so in this, I don't want to sound like you can't speak or anything. So it's like in this situation, it was okay. This is what I'm gonna say. If you see a group of girls that you like cool with or whatever, and you speak to them, cool. But if you, let's just say you and I took a break or something, and you fuck with one of the girls in the group, baby, don't speak to her. I need you to keep moving like she does not exist. Like, don't play with me, especially if I know that you done took her down or something. Like when we were on a break or something, don't play with me and play in my face and speak to this girl. And that happened before, and I think I told that story on my podcast. Like, I think I did, so I ain't gonna tell it again. But yeah, like, no, you need to skip on past her. And if she got a problem, she can come talk to us, and I'll tell her why you didn't speak. Or you can tell her why you didn't speak. It really doesn't matter. But she shouldn't feel like she even has a reason to come over here and press you about why you didn't fix your lips to speak to her. Like, no. No. So, yeah, I wouldn't say hugging, but don't play with me, like I just said. Of course, sex is definitely cheating. Yeah, I feel like cheating is whatever you make it out to be, but by cheating, in this situation, I meant like sleeping with the person. But I'm a person where I'm not going through your phone and all of that. And I feel like if I get to that point where I feel like I have to check your phone because that intuition is eating up at me, like if I feel like I have to go through your phone or something, it's like, girl, go through that phone. I can't really be with you. Like, I can't do it because I'm just all about my peace and my happiness. And I feel like if something is telling me to go through that phone, I have to go through it. And if I go through it and I find something, I'm going to be pissed. So it's just best that I leave that alone. And I'm also a girl where I trust you and I trust what you're telling me until you give me a reason not to. And when you give me a reason not to, it's over. Like, the trust is gone. I want nothing to do with you. So I feel like if you cheat on me, I can't really move on from there. I can't do it. Because in the back of my mind, I'm going to feel like, okay, if he come home a little too late, he probably out here fucking with this girl again, or cheating on me again, or if he in his phone a little too much, I'm gonna be like, oh, he talking to bitches again. Like, and I'm all about my peace and my happiness, so I want nothing to do with that. Like, no, I feel that's why I always say, and I keep telling people this, I want a man that has been there, done that. Like, big booty bitches, like, of course you see them, but you know what you got right here, so that shit don't excite you no more. Like, if you see a pretty girl, cool, but you also have a pretty woman right here, so that shit don't excite you. Like, you are just all about your peace, your happiness, and you have found that. So certain things do not excite you no more. Like going out and linking up with your friends and they around females because they single, you know that's not the type of environment that you're trying to be in because you have a woman at home. You're not trying to put yourself in certain situations for it to turn into something that is really not. So like I said, you done been there, done that. Like, you've been there in that single environment, or you've been like the friend that had the girlfriend, and you've been around your single homeboys, and you see what type of situations they can put you in, and you're not trying to be in there. You're not trying to lose what you got. That's the type of man I want. Like, I don't, if shit like that excites you, or you being around hella females, or you getting pressed, you getting attention and all of that excites you, I don't want it. I don't want it. I want you to be proud to turn down bitches. Like, I want you to be like, nah, I'm married, or nah, I got a girl, or nah, I got a fiance, or something like that. Like, That's the man I want. Like, okay, I'm trying to be out with my man and not be looking stupid. Okay, and I feel like it's a lot of people out here that be looking stupid. Like, get it how you live it, and I feel like if you like it, I love it. But a lot of y'all know that y'all partner be cheating on y'all. I mean, dragging y'all through the mud. But y'all still be out here, like, supporting them and with them and all this, that, and the third. And I'm never, ever, ever balling my fist up and fighting over no man. Like, and I feel like I have said, like, a time or two, like, if it's my husband, I'm going to war for my husband. But I feel like my husband should not put me in situations where I have to go to war in that way. We shouldn't be doing that. Like, we can go to war in other ways. Because sometimes I don't think people really know how dumb they look, like backing somebody who done drug you through the mud about 20 times. And people kill me when they, like, this is how I feel. And I said this in my second episode, I believe, the cheating episode. I said that it's like every time I cut this mic on to record, I hear sirens. And I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so yeah. I feel like if you are going to take the person back, or you know that you're not really done with them, why get on social media and blast them? I mean, y'all be like, oh, my man done cheated with this ugly, raggedy, da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, why you letting the world know that he done dogged you out if you ain't gonna leave him and y'all gonna be posting pictures a week from now? Like, that looks embarrassing on your part. And then it's like, it's not just one time. Like, you might do it 4 times, and you keep taking him back. So it's like, why do you keep doing that? Because at the end of the day, you look stupid. And then some women, and I feel like y'all got to love yourselves a little more. Because I feel like you letting a dude do what he want to do just because he got a little money or something like that. Like, he get you what you want, or he paying your bills so he can be out here fucking 5 different women, and you can't say nothing. Or you not going to say nothing because you don't want to mess that check up. Like, he paying your rent and you need a roof over your head, so you ain't going to check him on nothing. No, baby, you got to love yourself a little bit more, like a lot more. But yeah, like, I just can't see myself out here fighting women over no man. Like, no. Like I said, once you ruin that trust with me, I feel like that's pretty much it for me, because in the back of my mind, I'm gonna always think about it. And as far as bringing it up, like, every time I see you, and if I see a little smirk and you looking at that phone, I'm gonna bring it up. If you piss me off, I'm gonna bring it up. And I feel like I'm never healing from that, because I'm constantly reliving that, like, constantly going through that. So I just feel like, to avoid that, get my peace back and all of that, I gotta leave you alone. Because again, I'm all about my peace, I'm all about my happiness. And I feel like a person should be making your life easier, like adding on to your peace, adding on to your happiness, supporting you, helping you grow. And I feel like if they not doing that and they taking you down, bringing you down, I'm good on it. I don't want it. I don't want it. So I don't think I could forgive you, but I just can't forget what you did. Like, I can't forget that somebody drugged me through the mud and embarrassed me and all of that, and I would never move that way with them. Like, that's why I'm so big on loyalty, and I can't look at people the same, because I know who I am. And this is down to my friendships too. Anything that, if you are a important person in my life and I really fuck with you, if you move funny when it come to me, baby, it's gonna be hard for me to forgive you. Like, it really is. And then if I do forgive you, I cannot forget it, and I can't fuck with you the same way I used to. Like, it's just best that you go your way, I go mine, because I will never trust you again. Because I feel like, and I seen a post that was like, you don't get the same version of me twice, and you really don't. Because once I see how you move, baby, I can't fuck with you. Because I know I don't move that way. I know I would never dog you out, do no grimy stuff like that. So it's just best that you go your way and I go mine. And I'm going to be the one that got away. Okay, whether it's a good friend that got away, a good partner that got away, it don't even matter what it is. Like, I'm going to be the one that got away at the end of the day. I am the prize, okay? But, yeah, so, yeah. Once you cross that line with me, burn that bridge, it's over. It's over. And that come down to money, too, now that we talking about the bridges. But, yeah, but I ain't going to get into that. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to stay on topic with the trust. But I can forgive you, but I couldn't still be in that situation because, again, I'm all about my peace, my happiness. I don't want to keep bringing that back up. I don't want to keep thinking like, damn, I can't go to sleep till he here or see what time he come home. And, you know, checking to see if you here and checking your clothes and seeing if it's some lip prints on them, checking, you know, bank statements, cards and stuff like that, see what you done use the money on. If you in the office during lunch, like, no. Or if you tell me that you working late and I gotta call your office to see if your ass is really in the, no, baby. Or pop my ass up there and see is your car there. Or something like that. Like, I can't do that. That's not me. I'm not one of them girls. And people, when people be like, they be smelling a man dick and all that, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I feel like that's psycho behavior. Like, I'm not doing it. And I feel like if somebody gets you to that point where you doing some shit that you wouldn't normally do, no, I can't do that. I feel like you in a toxic relationship situation. You're not being yourself. Now, if you just one of them crazy ass people, are you really like that, or did somebody make you that way? Like, I'm good. I'm just all about my peace and my happiness, and I'm not. No. If you not adding to that, or you not showing me that you really trying to be here for real, I'm good. I'm good on it. So no, I couldn't stay there. And I feel like if I was to stay, or I'm not even gonna use myself, but I feel like if people do stay in that situation and they say that they forgive that person, you can bring it up. But I feel like you cannot keep throwing that in their face and they are trying to build with you. Like, I get that people want to be like, well, they got to go through the motions and all. I get it. I completely do. And I'm not saying that they can't. But what I'm saying is, if you say that you forgave this person, or maybe you shouldn't say that you forgive them. You should be like, it's going to take some time to forgive you. Like, I might keep bringing this up. Like, I can't promise you that every time you piss me off or you come through that door a minute late than what you said, or you looking down at that phone a little too much, I'm not going to be triggered. Like, I can't promise you that. So I am going to bring it up. And when I feel like I'm in that place where I will no longer bring it up, that's when I can forgive you. That's how I feel like it should be worded. It shouldn't be like, no, I forgive you, and then you constantly bring it up. Because I feel like if you say that you forgave me, it's okay that you would never forget, because I get it. I wouldn't forget either. But at the same time, if you say that you forgave me, you can't keep throwing that up in my face. And you see me working like I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to do this. I'm coming home when I'm supposed to come home. I'm not staying out late. If I am staying out late, I'm sharing my location. I'm letting you know where I'm at. If I'm at the office working late, I'm checking in, like letting you know I'm still in the office. I'm on my way home. Do you need anything? All this, that, and the third. When I'm at home, I'm not on my phone. It's you and I time. Like, if they are putting in that work, you can't keep throwing shit in their face. Like, you got to work with them. Yes, they fucked up and they are doing what they need to do to fix it. So I feel like there is no limit on how long you can bring it up. But when you tell that person that you forgave them, you cannot keep bringing that shit up and throwing it in their face, especially if they're putting in that work. But you shouldn't forgive them anyway if they're not putting in the work. That's how I feel. And people, yes, they say forgive for yourself, But I feel like if you're not ready to forgive them, don't forgive them. But if you are ready and they putting in that work, you can't keep throwing that shit up in their face. Like, you only got a certain amount of times, but like I said, it should be before you say that you forgive them, because after that, I wouldn't want to hear no shit no more. Like, if you said that you forgave me and you see me working, I'm doing the work, I'm doing everything that I need to do, and I'm asking you, like, what else can I do, blah, 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 blah. And I feel like if y'all really working through that and they cheated on you, I kind of feel like you kind of need to figure out why they cheated. Not saying like blaming yourself, because that's not what we're gonna do. But I feel like it's best to understand why they did what they did. Because let's just say that if you stop being attentive, like you started working a lot, so you were never really around, or you weren't giving them the attention, and they voiced like, okay, let's go to date night, and then you like, no, I gotta do blah, 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 blah. So the date night stopped, and the sex kind of slowed down, and all this, that, and the third. That is probably why they stepped out on you. And not saying that there is a reason, because I feel like if you feel like you are unhappy and you've been trying to fix the situation, you need to leave that situation. Don't cheat on nobody. But if that is why they cheated, it's best that you know that, so you can be like, okay, I don't need to fall back into this. And when you forgive them, of course, I don't need to fall back into these ways, because this is where the infidelity came in at. So that's how I feel about the reason as to why they might have stepped out. Not saying that it's an excuse or whatever, because no. If you are unhappy and somebody's not doing what you would like them to do, but I feel like if, for example, if you are with somebody who doesn't like give head or something like that, I'm pretty sure that you knew that this person didn't give head when you were dating them. So I feel like, or you were getting to know them, I'm pretty sure you knew that this person did not believe in that, because I'm pretty sure that conversation came up. Like, you didn't jump in this relationship with this person, and then 2 years down the line, you realize they didn't give head. Like, no. You learned that within that first week or two of y'all being in a relationship, or of y'all getting to know each other. I ain't gonna say 2 weeks, but of y'all getting to know each other, that they did not believe in giving oral sex. So you knew that. But if you stayed with them, then it's like, okay, you accepted that. So that cannot be a reason later on down the line as to why you cheated, because they've been not doing it. So you just stepped out because that's what you wanted to do, but you just used that as a reason, and that's unexcusable. Yes. So yeah, I don't agree with that. So it's like some things, if you already know up front, you can easily leave that situation. And I don't really get why people cheat if you can easily leave. Now, mind you, I've been a cheater before. I have. But my reason for doing some of the things that I did is because I voiced my opinion plenty of times and nothing changed, which I could have walked away. But I did not. I cheated, but I'm not no cheater no more. Like, I've grown. I'm just trying to love on one person, one man, have a family, if that's, in the works or in my favor. But if not, I'm okay with just me and my man. Like, I'm okay with no kids. So, yeah. So someone said, I feel slighted at first, and as time goes on, I believe I could be open to forgiving someone. I think it's not wise to try to rebuild things once you cross a line or break trust. And there's no point in bringing it up in the future, because if you decided to stick around or try to make amends, then there might be a sign that you need to self-reflect and evaluate if the relationship is worth fighting for. And I don't think there should be a time limit. If you decide to stick around, then you need to figure out why they may have decided to step out on you and learn from it, so you don't go through it numerous times. I personally cut ties with the person altogether, though. Okay, so we kind of agree on the Um, Lord. So we kind of agree on the kind of bringing it up, kind of not. Because I feel like this happened to a dude I was cool with. Like, him and his girl had a little situation. And she forgave him, but she kept bringing it up. And I kept telling him, like, okay, she said she forgave you, so she really don't need to keep bringing it up. And he was like, nah, I don't want to tell her how that she can't bring it up because I did it. And I'm like, okay, well, at the end of the day, I really don't want to keep hearing about you complain that she keep bringing it up, but you also don't want to say to her that she needs to stop bringing it up, so don't say it to me. Because it's like, okay, if you're not telling her and you're telling me, and then I tell you what you need to do about that, and then you don't want to do it, it's like, baby, why are we talking about it? So, yeah, I feel like for your own peace and your own sanity, it's just like, let it go. Like, just let that go, because if you know that you're not gonna fully forgive that person, it's no need to even put yourself through that for them to keep bringing up what you did and all of that. So to me, it's like a waste of time. And we do agree on the whole probably not being able to rebuild things once the trust is broken, because it's always going to be in the back of your mind. So yeah, I think cutting ties would be the best thing, because yeah, I mean, why keep bringing it up and reliving it? And then you got to constantly keep looking at somebody that drug you through the mud, and it pisses you off every single time and gets you in an emotional state, and you need to try to get back to your peace, your happiness. So I feel like staying in a situation like that and constantly looking at the person and it's triggering you and all this, that, and the third. No. And then God forbid that the person does it again. But I agree with you when you said that you need to figure out why the person did what they did and learn from it. But it depends on why they did what they did. Because I feel like you can't 100% put the blame on yourself just because they cheated. Because they're grown, they know what they're doing. And when people used to be like, oh, it was a mistake, I didn't mean to cheat. Like, baby, your pants didn't drop themselves and that dick didn't get hard and go up in there. And I'm sorry, y'all, this is not kid friendly. Sorry. But and when I say that, I feel like y'all kind of need to understand, like, even if my episode does not say that it's not kid friendly, some things that I say are not going to be kid friendly, like, depending on what I'm talking about. But majority of the time, even if it doesn't say that it's not kid friendly, something that I say throughout the episode may not be kid friendly, okay? So I don't want y'all to be like, well, you didn't put a disclaimer. Now, if I know I'm talking about one of them type of episodes, that's when I'm going to put a disclaimer at the beginning. So I just want to go ahead and put that out there. This part probably won't be kid friendly. But yeah, so come on now. We know that pants and panties did not just drop. Dick just went into vagina and it was an accident. Like, come on now. Was them strokes an accident? Like, was you grabbing her hair, smacking her ass? Was that an accident? Like, come on now. I could see, well, no, I'm not even going to say that because I don't want nobody to try me. So I'm not even going to say that. Excuse me. Now, if you, like, pumped her 2 times and he was like, no, I can't do this. I can't fuck with you. It's like, sir, you have already fucked her or whatever, but I get it. It ain't good enough for me. Like, if I was your girl, it's not good enough for me. But in that, it's like, okay, I realize what I'm doing. Like, I can't do this shit. Like, let me get up out of here. But if you have sat there and you got a whole big ass nut off, and then you gonna sit there and got the nerve to say it's an accident, baby, you should get smacked upside your face. I do not condone violence. I'm just saying. Okay, I do not condone at all. But it's like, people need to stop that whole, it was an accident and it just happened. One thing led to another. Because you let it. Like, y'all were going at it so much that both of you nutted and one thing just led to another. It was an accident. It just happened. Like, Come on now, stop playing. And that right there will get you fucked up. Like, stop playing with people. Don't play with people like they're stupid. Because stuff like that piss me off. Like, don't try to play in my face like I'm stupid. And again, I don't condone violence. And at the same time, you don't want to catch the violence, so don't play with me. So, yeah. So, someone said I could forgive them, but to me, the trust rebuild depends on the boundary of the cheating. The person is allowed to bring it up because closure is needed to be had regardless of how you may feel. Closure is mental and emotional freedom, so to speak. So there should be a time limit on bringing it up. That depends on what state of mind you're in, whether you heal fast or have issues dealing with it. If you're a quick healer, bring it up quick, but if you're not, take more time to heal. So, I agree with that. I feel like closure is needed, and I'm one of those people where I feel like I have, well, I'm not going to say I have to get closure, but I just like to understand why people did what they did sometimes, but I realized that that's not always the best thing, because that could cause more problems than anything. And then a lot of people are like, you just need to go ahead and close that door if, you don't want to step back into it. Just close it and not get the closure. And I have learned that I can say sometimes I just let stuff be what it is and I just talk to the Lord and move on from it. Now, as far as bringing it up, I feel like I said, I feel like I don't know, I don't want to say there is a time limit, because if that happened to me, I would feel like I would tell the dude, like, you can't tell me how long I can and cannot bring this up. Like, you're the one that messed this up, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, if he is trying, I don't feel like you should just keep throwing it up in his face. Like, you can do it a couple of times, but if we like a month later, like, baby girl, hang it up. If you, if you don't fully plan to, like, forgive this man, you just need to move on. Like, we shouldn't be a month later, he's still trying, because at some point, he's going to stop trying. Because it's like, okay, no matter how much I try, she not gonna forgive me. Like, so it's like, what's the point of being here, being miserable, and keep having something thrown in my face if I'm putting the work in? So, yeah, eventually, but at the same time, you can't really think about how he's feeling because you are in your healing process. But I feel like just take time apart if you want to heal for real, because I don't know, it's just like looking at the person who did what they did to you. I don't think it's really gonna help. And then, yeah, so I would just say take time apart and do what you need to do to heal, honestly. So someone else said, I've been cheated on before and I forgave the person that did it. And I trusted her again and it wasn't brought up by me again, but it was always in the back of my mind. I feel like if you keep bringing it up, those old feelings will take over and it will be hard to remain together. And I feel like you shouldn't ask the extent of the cheating either, because the more you know, the harder it will be to forgive. It's always hard when a woman cheats on a man, because women usually cheat with emotion and get attached to the person they cheated with. Now, when a man cheats, they can fuck a girl and throw her ass away. So that's why most men can't stay with a girl who cheated, because more times than not, they are emotionally tied to whoever they cheated with and most likely will do it again. Okay. I'm not laughing at that, but okay, so I do feel like that you shouldn't ask the extent, because like he said, the more you know, the harder it will be to forgive. But some people look at it like, if you cheated but you didn't give head, it's cool. At least that was in this book that I read. One of my favorite authors. But yeah, so that he felt like as long as his wife didn't give the dude head, like he knew that she wasn't really effing with the dude or whatever. But I wouldn't want to know like the extent. Like I really wouldn't. Um, if you tell me that you cheated and I'm like, what you mean? And then you like, you slept with somebody else, I'm not gonna ask you how did you toss her, flip her, turn her. Like, I don't want to know all that because it's going to boil my blood even more. Um, I do feel like you can keep bringing it up to a certain extent, like I said, but that's why I say I feel like you should remove yourself kind of and get some space, because the more that I see you and you really done did me dirty, like it will piss me off all over again. And yeah, I won't need that. And the whole, a woman cheats with emotion, that's not always true. Like, it's really not. I done cheated before, and I didn't want the dude that I cheated with. He had a whole girlfriend anyway. So I didn't want him. It was just like, okay, I'm just trying to see what it's hitting for. Pretty much, like, I didn't want him. I think we only slept together once, and that was it. Like, yeah, I didn't want that man. So I feel like a lot of women do not cheat or do things based off of emotion. Like, this about to sound so crazy when I say this. Like, I slept with this dude one time because I wanted to see what the D was hitting for. Like, that's why I did what I did. I didn't want him, didn't have no attachments, didn't nothing. I just wanted to see what it was hitting for. And yeah, I saw what it was hitting for, and that was that. We were cool. That's about it. So yeah, I feel like, and it's like when women have friends with benefits, there are no emotions there. Like, we let it be known that this is what it is. Leave your emotions at home. So I don't feel like women really do things based, excuse me, women really do things based off of emotion sometimes. I don't really agree with that, and I feel like some men get their feelings involved, so I don't feel like men can just cheat and throw the woman away, because some of y'all really be riding hard for the side pieces. Although that's not your woman, of course, she's a side piece, but y'all be riding hard. Like, some of y'all be wanting her to leave her man and all, and some of y'all be leaving y'all girl for the side piece. So I don't feel like either one is always true, honestly, but that's just me. And I've had a male friend tell me, like, sometimes the things you say and all of that, you kind of move like a nigga, kind of. And I feel like, to a certain extent, like, I'm still feminine at the end of the day, and all of that, still want to be loved on, all this and that. I know when to pick my feet up and let the man have it. And yeah, I'm going to be a lady. And then when I got to turn it up into nigga mode a little bit, I can do that too. But yeah, I just feel like when I'm in my fun mode, or I just feel like, for example, I might have said, like, I just hit the person up for sex. Like, that was it. And that might have been when he said what he said. But yeah, some women don't move off of emotion. Like, I can just be effing you because I know that he is good. That's about it. Like, there's no emotion there. So I don't feel like women always cheat off of emotion, honestly. That's just my opinion. But I know a lot of men say that, but I don't agree.
If someone cheats on you, rebuilding that trust will be tough. But realistically, if you look at some older people, some people's parents, one or the other cheated on each other and they moved on and they potentially have a happy life. But we live in today's world where cheating is almost the norm, unfortunately. But if you can trust that person to be with them forever and know that they cheated on you, hey, more power to you. you cheat on me, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even trying to rebuild nothing. Because if you done it once, you'll do it twice. So I'm going to just separate myself from the situation and save myself the time and the damn hurt.
So I feel like it's sad to say that we live in a world where cheating has become the norm, because I feel like it really shouldn't. Like, I feel like marriage, like healthy marriages, healthy relationships still exist. And I feel like a lot of people just out here settling, like I said, like they are just like, okay, well, every man cheat. No, baby, that is not true. I don't think every man cheats at all. I really don't. And I feel like women who say that are just like, he doing this, so I'm gonna stay here, or we have kids, so I'm gonna stay here. Like, no, baby, I'm pretty sure somebody out here that's ready to love on you and them kids, that's going to love on you and them kids, that will not cheat on you, not step out on you and all that. And it's crazy that a lot of women are out here like, oh no, every man cheat. And no, they don't. I don't know why y'all thinking that. And I feel like it's mainly because y'all are dealing with a dude that has drug y'all through the mud and back. And y'all just waiting for him to drag you again, and you just gonna be along for the ride. And that's very sad to me. No, I'm just not that forgiving. Like, I'm really not. Like I said, if I feel like I forgave you, or I can just move on from it and all of that, I can't be with you. Like, because the trust is not there. And I feel like without the trust, you have nothing. And I honestly don't want to be like the grandparents that's out here that has been dragged through the mud as well. People that have been to, not saying that every person, every grandparent that has been together like 40, 50 years, they have cheated. That's not what I'm saying. But the ones that have cheated, it's enough for me. Like, I agree with you when you asked the grandparents, like, how were they together such and such years? Some of them are gonna say, well, she did what she did, he did what he did, but we stuck through it. I forgave him, and all this, that, and the third. But no, I don't feel like a lot of people hold on to people, even though they stepped out on them, they did things, they stay with them because of the years that they've been together. But were they thinking about the years before they did what they did? Like, no, I just can't do it. So I agree with you when you said you leaving, it's nothing to work out. Like, no, because I feel like even if you don't do it again, in the back of my mind, if things start to get a little shaky again, or you start to move how you were moving when you cheated, I'm going to feel like that's what you're doing. And you may not be doing that, and I just don't want to go through that. So it's just best that you move along and I move along as well, because it's no need to keep taking yourself through that, honestly. I personally feel like if you are not happy, if your partner isn't doing something, like they're not being affectionate the way that they used to be, the date nights have slowed up, the sex has slowed up, like, I feel like you need to communicate that. And I feel like as a partner, you need to comprehend that. Like, you need to hear what your partner is telling you. Don't just let it go in one ear and out the other, because at some point people get tired of repeating themselves. Like, I'm not a person where I'm about to keep repeating myself. You hurt me the first time, and I'm pretty sure you hurt me the second time. It's not going to be a third. Like, it's really not. I feel like we're too old to keep repeating ourselves. Like, the things that you did to get a person, you have to continue to do that times 10. You cannot get comfortable. Okay, you cannot get comfortable and feel like, oh no, I ain't gotta keep buying them flowers, or I ain't gotta keep cooking, or I don't have to keep doing this. Like, no. You have to continue to do these things. If you told this man that you are the type of woman that caters to her man, and you were doing that in the beginning, baby, you cannot slack up on that. everything that you were doing in the beginning, that is what the person will expect. That's why I tell people, don't lead with your money. Because when you lead with your money and then you stop, that woman will no longer want you. So, yeah, y'all got to get it together. And that's how I feel about it. I feel like y'all just got to listen. And I keep saying this. I keep saying it. A person will tell you everything you need to know if you listen. Okay? A person will tell you everything that you need to know if you listen, if you ask the right questions, see how they move, pay attention to their body language, and all of that. And on a more sexual level, I feel like if your partner comes to you and they tell you like, oh, we should try this or we should spice it up with this, not saying that you have to do that or be open. I'm going to say you should probably be open to it depending on what it is. Not saying that you have to do it. But I feel like, you know what, you could be like, I'm not really comfortable with that, but we can try this instead, a little compromise. Relationships are all about compromise. I feel like you have to communicate. You can never stop communicating, because once you stop communicating, I feel like that's where the confusion comes in. That's where the distance comes in. And y'all have to continue to love on one another. I don't care if you have kids. You have to find that time. You have to find that balance, okay? So you cannot forget that your partner is here. Like, your kids will grow up, and you still have this partner here that you hopefully have not neglected throughout the 18, 19, 20 years. So just because you have kids does not mean that your life stopped. That does not mean that you cannot continue to love on your partner and all your time goes to your kids. Like, you are building this family with this person, so y'all have to make that shit work, in all honesty. So to me, communication is everything, and communication is nothing without comprehension. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Real and Raw with Re. Make sure you rate, share, comment, do my posts and Q&As on Spotify and Spotify only. If you are listening to this on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notified every time I post a new episode. Make sure you click that link in the description box of this episode to support my podcast. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.